They set sail for home. Punctilious runs away from the fence. All Too Beautiful there very quickly at his side on the near side. Takes it up now. So it's All Too Beautiful who goes on with 2.5 furlongs to go in the Oaks. Here's Ouija Board in the Lord Derby colours starting to loom up now. Grabs the lead now with inside the 2. Followed by Punctilious, and they've kicked right away now. They've got a furlong left to go in the Oaks. And Ouija Board is 4 lengths in front. Battling on All Too Beautiful. But it's going to be a famous victory in the Lord Derby colours as Ouija Board, ridden by Kieran Fallon, races away with the Vodafone Oaks. Ouija Board goes on to win it by 6 lengths. Very impressive. Second is All Too Beautiful. Third then Punctilious.
On the outside of Royal Tigress. Into the straight they come now. And Daniel Istima has come back to the field. All Too Beautiful coming there in the centre with Punctilious. Ouija Board on the outside, followed by Hazarista. Racing past the 2 now, and Punctilious and Frankie Dettori hit the front. Here comes Ouija Board sweeping up on the outside. And it's Ouija Board who's gone to the front for Kieran Fallon. From Punctilious in second and third, Hazarista. They're inside the last 150 yards. And it's Ouija Board from Punctilious trying to come back again. Hazarista on the outside. But Ouija Board wins the Double Oaks. In second place, Punctilious has.
If Cherry Mix has gone in, that's drawn 1.
And away they go. Well, we're away for the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, and Tap Dance City, the one of the first to go on. Mamoul is prominent at the early stages. So too is Grey Swallow. North Light right up there, as William predicted, and Prospect Park on the inside rail. Silver Sky, Acropolis in the rear of the field early on, as is Letice, and Execute also behind in the early stages. Valet Enchanté is got only 4 behind her at the stage, and just in front of Valet Enchanté races Imperial Dancer. So they continue away towards the end of the first half mile, with North Light taking them along at a pretty good gallop. The white bridle there of Tap Dance City. Mamoul, the plain blue on the outside. Frankie Dettori being tracked by Grey Swallow. Over on the Grey Swallow went back a stride or 2 there. Pride is right up with them, riding 6 or 7. But there's North Light making the best of the way to the top of the hill and beginning to swing right-handed, with Grey Swallow a close second. Mamoul is close behind. Bago there at mid-division towards the inside, and then comes Acropolis, Warsan and Silver Sky towards the rear of the field as North Light leads them down the hill from Tap Dance City, a length behind, racing wide. Then comes Prospect Park third on the inside. Close behind these is a Policymaker in 4th place as they race down now towards a point about half a mile from home. Tap Dance City on the outside, disputing it now with North Light. They've gone 3 clear of Prospect Park in second. Valet Enchanté comes next. Pride in the group just behind the leaders. Grey Swallow on the outside beginning to be ridden along. Letice looking for room, but Tap Dance City on the outside of North Light. They're sweeping down to the last turn into the straight. They've got from this point just under 3 furlongs to rate. North Light being ridden along. Tap Dance City towards the outside, and here comes with a run just out of the main group of runners, Cherry Mix, the grey, and then comes Mamoul towards the outside. They race into the last 2 furlongs, and it's Cherry Mix with the advantage. Christophe Soumillon, Cherry Mix, Bargo coming out of the group into second. North Light is third. Ouija Board is 4 as they go for the last 50 yards now. Cherry Mix and Bargo. Bargo on the outside. Bargo and Cherry Mix. These are the 2. Then comes Ouija Board in third, and then Acropolis in 4. North Light.
And they're off. Yesterday dwelt at the start, and Ouija Board came out in relatively good order. But it's Moscow Burning who races to be the early leader as they make that quick run into the first of 3 turns here. And it's Moscow Burning in front now. Lets it out a notch to lead by 2. On the inside, Filmmaker second by a neck. Obone is in between horses running along in third. Risk Averse has taken under a hard hold, but she was caught 3 wide around the first turn. Ouija Board gets a good spot early. She's relaxed and comfortable, covered up in behind horses while running in 5th. Megahertz 4 wide around the first turn. She's 6th. Superbrand well held 7th toward the inside. Yesterday, after that slow start, gets herself in mid-pack, followed by Cat Dog on toward the inside. Light Jig lingering at the back of the pack with Wonder Again. Chacanage is the trailer here. So they move by us for the first time. It's a relatively paceless procession that parades by us with Moscow Burning on the lead. And she walked through a quarter in 26 2/5 seconds, saunters through a half in 52 2. So a free ride early for Moscow Burning. Filmmaker, second on the inside, saving ground all the way. Obone third. Ouija Board has had a perfect journey so far. Fourth toward the inside, continues to run relaxed about 4 lengths from the leader, Moscow Burning. And then farther back in the field, Risk Averse now beginning to tug her way up. She's 5th on the outside. Megahertz is running in 6th. Yesterday, in behind horses in 7th. Light Jig, well held, while 8th. Super Brand loses a spot. She's back tonight. Then Cat Dog on Wonder Again has 1 horse beaten. That's Chacanage. Up the backstretch, there's 4 furlongs left here. It has been Moscow Burning the whole way. She is tracked intently by Filmmaker. Obone right there on the outside, 3rd. Ouija Board is poised on the inside, 4th. Risk Averse, 5th on the outside. Megahertz in between horses, down toward the inside yesterday, and she is following Ouija Board on the far turn. Moscow Burning still there. No one's gotten to her yet, and with 2 furlongs to go, Moscow Burning driving, but Filmmaker poised to pounce in 2nd, and here comes Ouija Board, who's cut loose on the outside. Ouija Board driving to the 8th hole, and Ouija Board has taken the lead. Filmmaker is now 2nd. Moscow Burning back to 3rd. Wonder Again from way back 4th and closing hard. But it's Ouija Board and Karen Fallon to win the Filly and Mare Turf. She did it in a perfect journey, winning it by 2 lengths. Close for 2nd. There looked like Filmmaker got 2nd.
Go Mischief are both making ground towards the outside of the course with Briolette. Then amongst horses is Play Me, and last of all is Asua as they approach the final 2.5. And here comes Ouija Board and Mango Mischief. These two sweep to the front, and Ouija Board goes to the lead for over 2.5 furlongs out. Mango Mischief is in 2nd place. Polar Gem is back in 3rd. Then comes Briolette. Asua out of the pack. Still Frankie yet to really ask Ouija Board, who's gone 2 lengths clear as they begin the descent inside the final furlong and a half. Briolette comes out of the pack to give chase. Kieran Fallon up now against the rival which has served him so well, and Ouija Board is maintaining the advantage over Briolette. 150 yards to go, and Ouija Board is 3 lengths clear from Briolette and Asua, and Ouija Board, she's back and she's stretching out to win well. Ouija Board wins by 3 for Briolette in 2nd. Asua just...
And they're off. Sundrop with some early speed. Flip Flop is there. Risk Averse is in between those two. Wend is not far behind. Mona Lisa's forwardly placed today, but there goes Intercontinental out to race for the lead as they make their way for the first turn. So it's Intercontinental on the outside up for the lead. Wend is 2nd, and Mona Lisa not far behind on the outside 3rd. Risk Averse up close today, 4th toward the hedge. And then in between horses is Flip Flop running along in 5th position now. On the outside, it's Karen's Caper. She's 4 wide round the first turn, running in 6th. Sundrop 7th, and on hold on the inside. Ouija Board right there in mid-pack in this bulky field. She's running along in 8th position. Not far behind is Wonder Again. And then on the outside, Filmmaker now launching a bid from about 10 lengths out of it, followed by Lewis Line, favorable terms, and Angara trails the field. And very keen up front is Intercontinental, who's setting the pace here. Rafael Bejarano trying to settle her down, but she was able to negotiate a half mile in 48 4/5 seconds, even over this off-going. That's a tepid pace for these fillies. Up top, Intercontinental now being challenged by Wend as they race for the half-mile pole. Karen's Caper looms on the outside, right there running in 3rd. Mona Lisa under a ride to stay up with the half mile to go. Flip Flop continues to run on well. Ouija Board's only 5 lengths behind as they enter the far turn, followed by Lewis Line. Filmmaker is launching her bid. Wonder Again still about 9 or 10 lengths out of it. Sundrop threads her way through. Risk Averse is tailing off, followed by favorable terms, Angara, and Megahertz is way behind. Megahertz has been trailing way behind the rest as the field turns for home. Intercontinental still in front, and she shakes loose. Here comes last year's champion Ouija Board with Intercontinental to catch and 1 furlong to do it. Filmmaker on the outside 3rd. Wend is now 4th, and Wonder Again 5th on the outside, coming down to the finish, and it is Intercontinental clear by 2.5. Ouija Board and Filmmaker chasing her home, but it was a crafty ride by Rafael Bejarano who gets this front runner home. Intercontinental wins it by 1.5 lengths. Ouija Board was second, Filmmaker was third, and Wonder again was fourth. Where there is Intercontinental, usually a very willful sort. She just like the toss her head about Bejarano gave her today. It was a real crafty front-running ride that got her home.
ビッグゴールドです。スタートしました。揃いました。まずは1コーナーへ向かいます。内からタップダンスしていきますが、ストーミーカフェ、外からビッグゴールド、前が3頭です。あとはアドマイヤジャパン4番手、リンカーンがいて、そしてコスモバルク、外からキングスドラマ、馬群の中には10番ヘブンリーロマンスです。あとウォーさんがいてウィージャボード、その直後外に中段の馬群の中にゼンノロブロイがつけまして、さあ各馬第1コーナーをカーブしていきます。先頭は2番のタップダンスシー、タップダンスシー行きました。リードは3馬身、ストーミーカフェが2番手、あとは4馬身差、ビッグゴールド3番手です。2コーナーへ向かいます。あとは1馬身差、アドマイヤジャパンが4番手、あとコスモバルクがおります。3馬身差があってキングスドラマ、そして中段にはリンカーン、ヘブンリーロマンス、ウォーさんがいて、ウィージャボード、外にバゴがつけております。あとはアルカセット、第2コーナーをカーブして向こう上面へ、後ろから5、6番手の位置、中段の後ろにつけております8番のゼンノロブロイです。あとはそのうち半馬身差、ベタートークナウがつけて、あとはサンライズペガサス、ハーツクライは後ろから3番手、あと4馬身差があって、後ろから2番手には17番鈴鹿マンボ、そして3馬身差、最高峰1番マイソールサウンドです。さあ各馬これから3コーナーへ向かいます。残り1200を通過しまして、先頭はタップダンスシー、リードが3馬身、ストーミーカフェが2番手、あとは3馬身差、ビッグゴールド3番手、流れが落ち着きましたか。3コーナーを向かいます。あとは4番手にはコスモバルクがつけておりまして、残り 1000m を通過。さらには外からキングスドラマ、そしてアドマイヤジャパン、ウィージャボード、中段にはヘブンリーロマンスがおります。そしてまだ後方に控えております8番のゼンノロブロイはまだ後方集団、3、4コーナー中間を通過しまして、前は今4コーナーへ向かいます。先頭は2番のタップダンスシティ、リードは4馬身ある。2番手ストーミーカフェ、手が動いている。あとは4馬身差、コスモバルク3番手に上がってビッグゴールド、ウィージャボード、外からヘブンリーロマンス、キングスドラマ、第4コーナーをカーブ、ようやく外を回ってゼンノロブロイ追い込みに入った。第4コーナーをカーブ直線コースに向いた。タップダンス C、タップダンス C、リードが4馬身ある。さあウィージャボードを追い込んでくる。 400m 通過したアルカセット、アルカセット、外からヘブンリーロマンス、ゼンノロブロイが突っ込んできた、ゼンノロブロイが突っ込んできた。おお、外からサンライズペガサスも突っ込んでくる。さあ先頭は今度は一気に外からゼンノロブロイだ。ゼンノロブロイ 200m を通過した。2番手に広がってアルカセット、アルカセット、今度は内からアルカセット先頭か。そして追い込んできたリンカーン、さらには突っ込んできたのがこれがハーツクライ、ハーツクライ、ハーツクライ、アルカセット、ハーツクライ、アルカセット並んだ、ゴールイン。最後は2頭並びました。アルカセットかハーツクライか、驚きました。勝ち時計場内の皆様ご覧ください。2分22秒1です。2分22秒1、レコードです。
And they're away. Best Gift leapt in the air at the start. 6 cents immediately goes back. North Dancer and Rescape are going to drop in quite nicely. They get in right behind the speed as they go the first 200. Satin goes to the front. Best Gift second. Rescape parks in third and Shamdata gets in four with cover. Western has gone back. Warsan Cherry Mix stays wide. He's going to creep forward here, put him in a forward spot. 6 cents, Samandu behind it. Western are buried back in the field. North Dancer. Ouija Board drops back to second last. In fact, last as Sweet Stream goes under it. It's a crawl down the straight. 26.6. That's nearly the slowest in record here, and it's in front. Satin leads the way by only 2 lengths. Cherry Mix parks up second, Reefscape third. Warsan deep, Best Gift keeps in there. North Dancer follows the fence. Shamdata and Western are buried in the middle, and 6 cents doing a toughies 3 and 4 deep. Ouija Board, Sweet Stream and Samandu last of all. Satin rolls a bit more, out by 2, Relax as well. Frankie lets it go on Cherry Mix. 2 lengths, Richard Hughes parks in nicely on Reefscape. Best Gift 2 off it, followed by Warsan. Next the outside, 6 cents. Next is Shamdala, North Dancer, Westerner photos. On the inside, Sweet Stream niggled at. Second last, Ouija Board. Samandu at the tail of the field. Down the back straight, they're getting close to the 1200. Satin by 1, Cherry Mix second, no change in the play. Rescape in third, Best Gift 4, Warsun, North Dancer together. They're only 6 or 7 off the leaders, considering the front few are sprung right out. 6 cents Shamdala, the inside Sweet Stream. followed by Westerner. Ouija Board underneath it, and Samandu last of all. Saturn getting a good time in front. Cherry Mix is parked at him. Who will move first, though? Rescape's third. Best Gift is 4. Warsun 5 trying to get a bit closer at the 800 metres marker. 6 Cents pushes on. Now the inside Norse Dancer needs an out. Westerner tracks them. Shamdala the centre. Ouija Board niggled that to hold the spot. Sweet Stream follows the paint. Samandu last. 600 to go. Saturn still in front. Leads by 1. Cherry Mix, he sits on it. Rescape comes to the outside. Best Gift 6 Cents. Westerner tracks them deeper. Samandu's following the outside. Shamdala to the inside. Norse Dancer picks up. Ouija Board's behind them. 6 Cents. Best Gift. They go up. Now with Cherry Mix, and here comes Westerner. He must sprint though. Samandu follows him. Shamdala. Ouija Board gets through. Gets the split. The Wonder Filly rushes to Best Gift. 6 Cents. Westerner. Cheer, one of the world's great fillies. Ouija Board runs away. 2 lengths clear. Europe's champion last year wins the...
Alexandra Gold Run Towie racing in the Dubai Sheema Classic, and Shanty Star and Punch Punch both slow to move. Lehman, Collier Hill began well. Oracle West fast away, and Eliane and Heart's Cry from out wide are rushing across in the end of the first 200 metres. Eliane looking for the lead. Heart's Cry going with him as they race past the judge the first time. Collier Hill will settle third. Relaxed Gesture goes to fourth, and Lehman on the rail. Shanty Star on the move after a slow start. Oracle West is now midfield, and then Fall Star followed by Ouija Board. She's a little worse than midfield as they make the turn out of the straight. Muston Far on her inside. 3/4 of a length to Norse Dancer, then Alexandra Gold Run. Gray's in is second last, and Brazil's Punch Punch is 2 lengths away, bringing up the rear. Heart's Cry in front, going past the 1800 metres mark, led by a length and a half. Eliane is second. Collier Hill a length and a half away third. Relaxed Gesture fourth and 1 deep. Lehman on the rail, then Oracle West on the inside of Shanty Star, who's working hard 3 deep. Falstaff the fence. Ouija Board the outside. 3/4 of a length to Muston Far, followed by Norse Dancer. Alexandra Gold Run Gray's in, and still Punch Punch whipped the field in. 1300 metres left to go in the Sheema Classic. Heart's Cry trying to lead most of the way. 3/4 in front of Eliane, who's tugging for more rain. Collier Hill on the fence. Relaxed Gesture out wide, going up to have a crack at the lead. Shanty Star is still trapped deep. Oracle West in the centre. Lehman coming away from the fence. Falstaff pushes up on the rail. Ouija Board 6 lengths off the lead, then Muston Far, Norse Dancer, followed by Alexandra Gold Run Gray's in, and Punch Punch pulls deep from the tail of the field. Heart's Cry the leader. 800 metres left to go, and Heart's Cry a half length in front of Relaxed Gesture. Collier Hill third, enjoying the run of the race. Eliane is under pressure as they come to the turn, and flat for the run of the judge. Ouija Board coming to the outside, giving the leaders 5 lengths in the straight. Heart's Cry in front. Collier Hill into the clear, going after the Japanese runner. Falstaff moves to third. Ouija Board being wound up is coming down the centre of the track as they pass the 400. Heart's Cry in front. Collier Hill is under the whip. Then Falstaff. Ouija Board is trying, but she's giving the Japanese champion a big start. Heart's Cry 2 lengths in front past the 200. Collier Hill, Falstaff, Ouija Board are chasing, but they won't catch Heart's Cry, and Heart's Cry is powering to the line. Heart's Cry for Japan wins the Sheema Classic. Collier Hill second, Falstaff third, then Ouija Board, Alexandra Gold Run, Eliane Lehman, Norse Dancer, Punch Punch, Muston Far, Oracle West, Relaxed Gesture, Gray's in, and Shanty Star was last of all. Heart's Cry beaten a nose in the Japan Cup, and then became the only horse to lower the colours of the Japanese champion.
Not Now Kato just bounded in the air, and Electrocutionist appears intent on going forward, albeit at a steady pace, and looks as if Frankie Dettori is going to cut out the running. And Electrocutionist goes to the lead. From in second, Manjuro, with in third place Not Now Kato. David Jr. and Ouija Board both race in midfield, side by side in fourth and fifth. Ouija Board's white cap. And then Ace, who's under restraint, in sixth place, and the back marker is Correcaminos as they make their turn at the far end of the course and begin a steady climb now that'll bring them right the way up to the home straight, a stiff 10 furlongs here at Ascot. And it's Electrocutionist who leads and unchallenged by a length and a half from Manjuro in second. Racing in third place is Not Now Kato on the outside of Ouija Board. David Jr.'s one off the fence with Ace still sweating in the blue colours, racing in sixth in the headgear. ahead of the red jacket of Correcaminos as they make their way up past the 6. An Electrocutionist still leads at an even tempo by a length and a half from Not Now Cato. Yellow Cap on the outside, disputing second place with Manduro. Ouija Board and David Jr. once again are side by side in 4th and 5th places from Ace and Correcaminos. So still no change in the play, virtually no change in the racing order since Frankie Dettori went to the front on Electrocutionist. And now they begin this sweeping right-hand turn for home, and they're inside the final half mile in the Prince of Wales' Stakes. Electrocutionist tries to lead it out by a length from Not Now Cato, and then towards the inside Manduro. David Jr. poised, Ouija Board also. It's going to turn into a sprint. Ace caught on heels is pulled towards the outside, and then Correcaminos. Electrocutionist is asked to stretch them. Then Not Now Cato. David Jr. covers the move. Ouija Board has to wait for a run. Electrocutionist trying to see them off. Not Now Cato. David Jr. Manduro can't get a gap. Ouija Board. Then Correcaminos. Electrocutionist with David Jr. Ouija Board down the outside. Then Not Now Cato and Manduro. Ouija Board. She sweeps down the outer. Goes to Electrocutionist. Hangs right-handed, but she sweeps the conquer. Ouija Board wins the Prince of Wales'.
And they're racing. Way to a good start. Who's going to lead? Over on the far side, the siege is being restrained. Frankie on Ouija Board is there, doesn't want to be. Out wider, Echelon is going up there, and Ouija Board finds herself in front. Race for the stars up on the outside, and now Chelsea Rose with a red cap is now moving up out wide, and she's going to set the early running. So it's Chelsea Rose by a couple of lengths to Ouija Board, who just drops in behind second. The white cap there on the inside of Race for the Stars. A length further back then, the siege is pulling pretty hard in the centre, followed by Echelon, and back on the inside of runners is Nanina, and Alexander Goldrun is out the back. Over the junction of the tracks now, all the time climbing uphill, and it's Chelsea Rose by 2 lengths to Race for the Stars, the dark blue jacket on the outside. In the box seat is Frankie on Ouija Board there, but they're not doing a great gallop. Deeper on the track then is Echelon, and further back in the field then Nina. The siege is in the centre, and Alexander Goldrun out the back, swinging sharply right-handed, running downhill, and now Pat Shanahan applying the pressure on Chelsea Rose, just kicking on by a length or so, but Frankie well and truly in the clear on Ouija Board. And now Race for the Stars on the outside. Behind them is Echelon, the siege, and over on the inside Nanina. And now taken out very wide is last year's winner Alexander Goldrun. Only about 4 lengths covers the field at the 3, and Ouija Board in the centre now looms up on the outside, grabs a narrow lead. Here's Alexander Goldrun and Race for the Stars. It's going to be a 2.5 furlong sprint on here as Ouija Board the far side is now being tackled by Alexander Goldrun. Behind them is Race for the Stars, and they've kicked away from Chelsea Rose. The 2 great fillies, a furlong and a half left to go. Far side Ouija Board, near side Alexander Goldrun, not a breath between them. 4 lengths in front of Nanina battling on. Ouija Board the far side won't give in. Near side is Alexander Goldrun. Absolutely nothing between them. They race towards the line now. Photo between Ouija Board and Alexander Goldrun.
Past the 4 furlong marker. Ace the leader by 2 lengths to Dylan Thomas in second. Then behind the favourite in third, Ouija Board. Alexander Goldrun's about a length and a half behind her, and Muster Meat still in touch, a length behind him as they race towards the home turn. Ace from Dylan Thomas on the outside now moving up. Then comes Ouija Board. Alexander Goldrun about to begin her effort, and Muster Meat coming through from the back as they level up for home. They've 2 furlongs to race. They fan out, and it's Dylan Thomas. Ouija Board. Ace drops away. Here comes Alexander Goldrun. Muster Meat's behind them. They have a furlong and a half to race, and Ouija Board goes to the lead. From Dylan Thomas, Alexander Goldrun in pursuit on the near side as they race into the final furlong. Ouija Board and Jamie Spencer. Dylan Thomas, Kieran Fallon fighting back on the inside as they race up towards the line. Dylan Thomas on the inside. Dylan Thomas fights back and wins it from Ouija Board in second. Alex.
Line now. They'll sent on their way in the Emirates Airline Breeders' Cup filly and mare. Germant's a little slow to get going. Down on the inside we have Dancing Edie, determined to take the early lead and goes on to lead them. Racing up into second comes Filmmaker on the outside. My Typhoon in the red cap now taking that second spot. Wait a while is very keen in the early stages, being restrained now though, taken back into fourth, just 3 lengths off the leaders. On the outside, Satwar Queen is going to have to come through in the grandstand side. Here's Frankie Dettori and Ouija Board in the white cap right in the middle of this track, about 6 lengths off these leaders. Racing in just behind those 2 comes Maura Lacan
Lacana. Up alongside of her we have Honey Rider, and Quiet Royal has been taken back to the back, but only 9 lengths would cover them all. Past the stands first time round, and Cory Nakatani and Dancing Edie in no hurry at all, taking them along as slow as he can now. My Typhoon on the outside is in second. Jamance has taken a strong hold at the rail right there in third. Filmmaker is in the 4th position, only 2.5 off them. On the outside, Wait a While is a joint 4th. Here's Ouija Board in the white cap down at the rails in the 6th position, 4.5 lengths off these leaders. Satwa Queen up alongside of her. Quiet Royal begins to make a bit of progress on the far side, and then we come back to Mora, Lacana and Honey Rider. No more than 6 lengths would cover the entire field now. They make their way to the half-mile pole, and now My Typhoon picks up the pace on the outside of Dancing Edie. Racing in just behind that comes Filmmaker, who's going up between them. Down at the rail we have Jamance, only 2 off them. Wait a While is on the outside. Ouija Board is still back in the 6th spot, giving them 4 lengths start now. In behind that, Quiet Royal, Satwa Queen. They come into the top of the lane, and My Typhoon kicks for home. Here's Wait a While coming to take her on now. Ouija Board down the grandstand side in the white cap, racing in behind that Satwa Queen. They are homeward bound, and here's Ouija Board being so confidently handled by Frankie Dettori, just hand riding her along the inside, coming with a late runner's Filmmaker. Ouija Board in full flight for the wire. Filmmaker coming home gamely, Honey Rider, but this is another scintillating effort from the true superstar Ouija Board, and Frankie Dettori, they win it by 3. Filmmaker will be second, Honey Rider was third, and Wait a While had to settle for 4.
2400メートル、今ファンの夢、期待を乗せてディープインパクトも静かにゲートに収まりました。さあ春の2冠馬名将サムソン、今最後に収まりました。スタートしました。ほぼ揃いました。そーっとゲートを出たディープインパクトは後方に控えて、今一番後ろの追走、スタンド前先行争いは行きました。久々にコスモバルク五十嵐冬樹2馬身リードを取って、ハーツクライ、そして当選者なおオフサイチパンドラ2番手3頭、その後2馬身差でドリームパスポート、そして名将サムソン、3馬身がいて中段スイフトカレント1コーナー、雪のサンロイヤル、そしてプリードニア、ウィジャボード後方から2番手でディープインパクト、これを見ながら一番後ろの追走、1コーナーカーブを回っていきました。久々に行きましたコスモバルク五十嵐冬樹2馬身のリード、当選者なお後藤弘樹2番手、1馬身差ハーツクライルメール3番手につけていきました。2コーナー2馬身がいて、フサイチパンドラ福永雄一4番手、そのうちドリームパスポート岩田康成前から5頭目向こう上面、2馬身がいて名将サムソン石橋守、そのうちにスイフトカレント横山典弘、1馬身差雪のサンロイヤル田中勝春で、フリードニアティエリジレ後方から3番手1400を切って、依然おしまいから2番手ウィジャーボードとフランキー・デットーリ、2馬身がいてディープインパクトは依然最高峰です。坂を上って向こう上面、これから下りに入って遅い流れで今年のジャパンカップは進んでいます。コスモバルクのマイペース、リードは2馬身保って3コーナーカーブ、当選者なお2番手、そしてハーツクライ依然3番手で3コーナー 1000m 切りました。フサイチパンドラ4番手、ドリームパスポート5番手ですが、さあ後続の動きはどうか。名将サムソンがじわっとポジションを押し上げて、スイフトカレント行きのサンロイヤル、ウィジャボードおしまいから3番手でジョッキーの手がちょっと動いているか。フリードニアそのうち、そしてディープインパクト、今ウィジャボードの外に合わせていきました。先頭までは5、6馬身のところ、600を切って一段になって第4コーナーから直線、コスモバルクやや内を開けて先頭で1馬身のリード、追っている当選者なお、そして内に潜り込んでドリームパスポートが3番手から2番手に上がってくる。そしてフサイチパンドラ、馬場の真ん中から一気にディープインパクト、坂を上ってディープインパクトが一気に先頭に変わった。ディープインパクト先頭で200を切りました。さあそして内から追い込んできたのはドリームパスポート、ウィジャボードも3番手に上がってくるが、しかし関係ありません。全てを振り切ってディープインパクトゴールイン。ディープインパクトお見事。ラストまでもう負けられない戦い、ファンの夢、そして期待を乗せて鮮やかに最強馬の走りを見せました。ディープインパクト圧勝。